Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from the Core Productions Deep Dive TV podcast, and my co-host Stacie here to talk about the 2006 movie Christmas Do-Over that we're doing for Christmas month. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
I mean, we're not there yet, but we're getting really close.
Pretty close, yeah.
Hopefully, you got all your shopping done. Otherwise, you might be in a bit of trouble. All right, so the movie's description reads as follows: Kevin tries to be involved with his son and ex-wife's family for Christmas. During dinner, he thought his Christmas day couldn't be more screwed. His son suddenly wishes it was Christmas every day. And after that, it was a regular Groundhog's Day. Kevin learns new dance moves and can actually sing. Don't let the caroling fool you. I don't know who wrote this movie description, but whatever. I suppose I should have read it myself, but, whatever.
So it's Christmas Groundhog's Day.
Right, exactly. The movie was written by Jennifer Reed Christo and Jacqueline David. The only credit for both of them, I can't say based on how this movie goes, that I'm really surprised by that.
It's the only credit for both the writer and the director?
No, both writers.
The writers.
The writers of this movie, it's their only credit. The movie was directed by Catherine Siren. 17 directorial credits. She died on December 24th, 2022. That is both really sad and really kind of ironic at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go further, I'll tell you a couple things. One, this is not a spoiler-free podcast. If you haven't watched the movie, I highly recommend you go check it out, and then come back and give us a listen. Secondly, if you're listening to the platforms this podcast is now available on, please follow. And feel free to check out our YouTube channel, Core Productions, where additional content can be discovered. If you're already on our YouTube channel, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to our channel. All right, so Stacie, your thoughts on this week's movie.
Okay, so we first watched this, a couple months ago when we were planning out our spread for the holidays. And, of course, we picked it because the time loop, because it's, comparable to Groundhog Day, and that's what we were doing this year, right? All the timey-wimey stuff. I was really hard on this movie at first watch. Upon taking my notes, I think I'm a little less critical than I originally was. But overall, it's definitely not a great movie. It doesn't compare to Groundhog Day.
And it was, to be honest, never going to.
Yeah, I mean, there's been tons and tons of the similar type of movies, right?
We've covered a bunch of them.
We've covered several of them, yeah. I feel like it's trying really hard to follow the same steps of Groundhog Day, but it fails at most of the steps. And the result is it's just kind of a little incohesive of a story of how we get from A to Z.
Yeah, my basic problem is with the ending, which I fundamentally disagree with. I think this movie should have ended, based on what they set up, that this movie should have ended differently. Now, this is the type of role that Jay Moore plays here. Jay Moore we'll talk more about in a second, that Bill Murray does in his sleep, where he starts off as a jerk and gradually becomes a better person and, wins the woman. He earns his ending. Mm-hmm. Jay Moore isn't quite as good at that path that he's asked to take. He's good at playing the jerk.
Well, one thing is, in Groundhog Day, Bill Murray's character is believed to have lived that day so many times that hundreds or thousands of years have passed.
Right.
This character, Kevin, doesn't get anywhere near as long of a time to have an epiphany and change.
Now, I think my initial thoughts that, basically his character doesn't really improve as a person by the end of this movie, that he basically just becomes better at faking it, is a little unfair. That was my initial assessment.
Yeah.
Upon rewatching it for these notes, I feel a little bit differently.
Right.
I just don't think he earns that ending with his wife, and it shouldn't have been about getting his ex-wife back.
It shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Or if it was, it should have gone differently than it did.
For instance, they should have made Todd actually a bad guy.
Yes, he even says the day before the final day, you're a really good guy. You have my blessing to marry my ex-wife.
Now, if they had gone, from that and made it about his relationship with his kid and becoming a better father for his kid,
just having a better perspective on the state of his life,
I would think more highly of this movie than I do.
I agree.
As it stands, it's just the way they set it up the ending is not earned in any kind of way.
Right.
And that really hurts this movie for me. I mean, it's amiable enough. It's charming enough for the most part. It's a nice little watch, but all in all, I don't think it it doesn't do the Groundhog Day thing all that well when it comes down to it.
Right. Yeah, and I do appreciate it more after the second watch and the detailed note-taking. And, there are more iterations than I had initially thought once you stop and, really examine what's happening.
Right.
But still, it's missing something. I've been saying that a lot lately. We've been watching a lot of stuff that I feel is missing something.
Right.
Maybe we just watch too much.
I think we probably do. But, like I said, it was never really going to live up to Groundhog's Day. That's like the gold standard. And this movie wasn't really aspiring to be that great. I think it's not really aspiring to be much more than just kind of watchable and just kind of disposable entertainment, to be honest with you. It's not trying to be overly deep. But if we ended this movie better, or at least got there better, I might think better of this than I do. Anything else to say before diving in?
Let's go for it.
All right. So we begin the movie with Kevin on his way to his ex-wife's parents' house to spend Christmas with them and his kid.
Well, he's actually on his way to buy a present.
Well, yes.
It's the day before Christmas
Right.
now. It's Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And he hasn't bought his son a gift yet.
Nope. Kevin is played by Jay Moore, 96 credits, including Pay It Forward. Jerry Maguire, which is the movie that every time I see Jamie Maguire, I want to shout, "Show me the money!" But I restrain myself. Jamie Maguire, of course, playing Smiley, who's been on our channel a couple of times. But anyway, and Street Kings.
He also was in 37 episodes of Saturday Night Live, Cherry Falls, and American Nightmares.
Okay. He's arguing with his ex on the phone, claiming he already has a present for his son, and is totally not going to go to the store and buy something now, but he's totally lying. He manages to get in before it closes, and mistakes the person who works there mistakes the person that's there as a worker, but this is calling him an elf. This is not a person that works there. He's credited as Shore Person, played by Nathan Webnar. Only 3 acting credits, including 4 episodes of Tosh.0. That was basically like a daily show type of show. You got anything else?
He was in a film called Balls to the Wall.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Kevin assumes he works there because he thinks he's an elf.
I guess so.
Just because he's short, but he's not in an elf costume.
Right. No.
It's just setting up who this character is. He's really oblivious and not a great person.
He's a jerk. Kevin looks for a toy for his son. He's unimpressed with what he's finding until he overhears some kid talking to his dad about something that kid really wants. Best guess here is
this is Little Boy.
Okay. He played by Christopher Brown, only credit, and his father is played by Blaine Ross. He has 2 credits.
His only other credit was a 2013 short called Healers.
Yes, the worker.
But he doesn't see what the gift is. Now,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
important.
Yes.
He has no idea
Mm-hmm.
what he's about to buy his son.
Right.
Um,
Whatever that kid is wants.
he's like,
I'll
whatever
take it.
you're wrapping for him, wrap one for me too. Now, here's my problem with this. That's believable that he doesn't give a crap what he's buying his kid. What's not believable is he wouldn't even ask, how much does that item cost?
Right.
He definitely is the kind of guy who's not going to spend an exorbitant amount of money.
Right.
I would have expected him to be like, how much is it?
Right.
I don't need to know what it is, but how much is it?
Right.
And that was what was missing in this scene.
Gotcha. So he drives up, gets to the house, gets freaked out by a mechanical Santa, rings the doorbell, which is Christmas themed, and we'll be hearing that a lot in this film. Trudy ends up opening the door. She's played by Adrienne Barbeau, and this is, I believe, his ex-wife's mother.
Yes.
168 credits, including Escape from New York, The Fog, and Halloween 2007 version.
She also was in 66 episodes of General Hospital, an episode of Sliders.
Ah, yes.
And 127 episodes of Maude, which is what she's best known for. And you didn't mention the kids.
Oh, yes. No, I didn't.
Did you get them later? Or?
Nope.
Okay.
I completely forgot.
So on his way in, and again, this is a time loop movie, so every one of these scenes we're going to see about 500 more times.
Yes.
On his way into the house, there's 2 kids, neighbor kids, playing with a football, and they throw the football, and it hits him. Okay, so the kids are played by Zach Kummer, who was on all 10 episodes of a show called Ghost Town and a film called Finding Bliss.
Okay.
And the other kid is A.J. Holyfield. He was in an episode of Jericho, and he has self-credits for Vanderpump Rules and Deal or No Deal.
Okay. So Trudy claims that it's good to see Kevin, and Kevin is as surprised by this as I am. I'm like, really? You're happy to see him? I wouldn't be.
She's being nice,
right,
which
yes.
is something he doesn't know how to be.
Right, of course. And he doesn't recognize it when someone else is trying to be nice either. He goes inside and encounters Arthur watching a football game. He doesn't look happy to see him at all. Certainly not putting on the acting performance that Trudy is. He's played by Tim Thomerson, 210 credits, including Trancers, an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and also an episode of Sliders. So both Trudy and Arthur were in Sliders at one point.
Yes, they were both in season 4 episodes, but not the same episode.
Gotcha.
And Tim was also in 22 episodes of Sirens.
Okay.
And this is Trudy's husband.
Yes. Kevin sits down to watch the game and just seems to annoy Arthur. When Ben, his son, comes down, Kevin acts all excited. He does this hurricane thing where he twists him around. Ben is played by Logan Grove, 29 credits, including Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie, 7 episodes of Young Justice, and Mr. Woodcock.
He is Gumball in The Amazing World of Gumball. At least 77 episodes of it. I think they switched to somebody else at some point. But he was the original Gumball.
You know what's really crazy is this was a 2006 movie, so this kid is significantly older now.
Yeah, this is almost 20 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow, that's pretty crazy. Practically. Oh, and you know what shout out I should have made right up at the beginning, but I didn't. Happy birthday. That was yesterday to my daughter.
Which was a long time ago by the time anybody's
by
hearing
the time
this.
we're recording this. By the time anybody is listening to this, she just turned 13 years old on December 12th.
Yes,
No, December 13th.
Happy birthday to Julia. Which she shared her birthday with Dick Van Dyke's 100th birthday.
That's right. That's another shout out.
Which is super exciting.
And he just talked about, I saw an interview where he was talking about how it felt to be 100 years old.
Yeah, my entire Facebook feed was nothing but Dick Van Dyke's birthday stuff.
Nice.
If it tells you anything about how my social media leans, it was like every other post was about Dick Van Dyke.
Yep. So, Ken tells him that Mom said he probably, he basically starts talking about a camping trip. Ben. He starts talking, well, I have Ken here.
Oh, that should be fun.
Okay. And I'm sure I do that for the rest of my notes.
Okay, well, the kid's name is Ben.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, he's talking about a camping trip. His dad is basically like, oh, I can't go.
He's like, I don't like camping. No, not for me.
Right.
He's not a great father.
Not a great dad.
Anybody. He's not a great person.
Yes.
But it's not even like that he doesn't want to go camping. He's just cruel about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So his mom is like, oh, yeah, he probably wouldn't want to go. And Kevin replies, well, your mom doesn't know much, does she? And, of course, she's standing right behind him like a horror villain movie. This is Jill, played by Dapine Zinga. 85 credits, including 40 episodes of One Tree Hill, an episode of Nick Tuck, and an episode of The Outer Limits, which is a show that we are going to cover for the grand finale of this year.
But not her episode.
No, I don't think so.
Let's see. I know her as Jo from Melrose Place. She was in 112 episodes of that series.
Did you watch Melrose Place back in the day?
I sure did.
Okay.
Religiously.
Gotcha.
She also was in 2 episodes of the Melrose Place revival series.
Okay.
She was in Spaceballs and Gross Anatomy.
Gotcha. Kevin covers himself and wants Ken to open his gift.
Ben. His name's Ben.
Ben to open his gift.
Dave just rewrites scripts. It's okay.
Yeah. And then hit the road. Jill, for some reason, doesn't want him to leave. I would want him to go.
Yeah. So this is the weird thing, right? He didn't want to come at all. He's like, why do I have to drive to your parents' house on Christmas?
Right.
Now, when that line first happened at the beginning of this movie, the first time I saw it, I was like, you're an idiot. You have an opportunity to see your kid on Christmas.
Yes.
And give him his gift. See your kid on Christmas and give him his gift.
Mm-hmm.
However, once we get into like what is actually happening, no, this is weird.
Right.
He should not be spending all of Christmas Day with his in-laws. They are divorced.
Yes.
They've been divorced for a year.
Right. Yeah. And at various points, Jill makes him do things, and I'm like, you guys are not still married.
Right.
If he
Things
doesn't
that the kid isn't even involved in, by
Right.
the way.
Yeah. If he doesn't want to go caroling, and his son isn't even doing that, then why are you making him go caroling?
Yeah,
But
this
that's
whole
later.
situation's
Yeah.
really strange. Now, I can see if they, like, broke up last month, and we
Right.
haven't really figured any of this out yet.
Right.
And the kid doesn't really understand what's going on. Maybe, then.
Mhm.
But they made a point of saying it's been a full year.
Right.
She's been dating Todd for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So we should have had this figured out by now, that we're
Right.
not, like, just pretending to be a happy family a year later.
So, Kevin is under the impression that his parents hate him, or her parents do, at least. Jill denies it, and then Jill's boyfriend Todd arrives, and they're all happy. They're all running to see him. You notice that they're not doing the same energy to go and see Kevin. I don't
Right.
blame them, but Kevin also notices that as well.
He's a cardiologist.
Yes, Todd is played by David Milburn, 84 credits, including an episode of First Wave, Archie Bunker's Place, and Seventh Heaven.
He was in Fatal Reunion, Now and Forever, and The Slumber Party Massacre.
I almost noted that.
We picked very different credits this movie, it
Yes.
feels like, for pretty much everybody.
Kevin is not happy about the boyfriend who, as you mentioned, is a cardiologist.
And he's never heard of him,
Right.
by the way.
Which is also a weird thing. Like,
It is weird because we're told they've been dating a year.
Right.
So she immediately started dating this guy.
What? Whoa.
As soon as they broke up.
Right.
It's been a year, and the ex doesn't know he exists.
Well, based on how this movie ends, she's not really big on loyalty. Because-
Yeah. But also, like, if they're both supposed to spend Christmas here, shouldn't we maybe have covered this topic?
Right, yes. I mean, you would figure that you wouldn't want to blindside Kevin if you're going to invite him to this.
Right.
You'd want him to know ahead of time so he knows what he's walking into.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that Kevin is a crappy person, but still, there's a way to treat people, you know?
Right.
Anyway, so Jill and Todd disappear upstairs. I assume that they're going to go and do some nookie. But
That's what you think's happening on Christmas morning?
I thought that's what they were going to go do. And then we have someone who genuinely seems to be happy to see him in Granny Conlon, played by Ruta Lee. 161 credits, including 2 episodes of Roseanne, an episode of Saved by the Bell, The New Class, and an episode of Charles and Charge.
She also was in 3 episodes of Fantasy Islands, 2 episodes of The Lucy Show, and she was in the film Funny Face, which I went real deep in her credits to find that one because I wanted to find something we brought up
Okay.
during It's a Wonderful Life.
Gotcha.
And that is one of them that I had for somebody. And I was like, this is our only opportunity to connect these 2 films, I'm
Gotcha.
sure, is with this old woman.
Gotcha. And so you found something.
I did.
Very nice.
Yeah, she was in Funny Face, which somebody from It's a Wonderful Life was in. I remember saying it.
Yeah, okay. So she's very frisky, putting some kisses on him, and she will act that way throughout the film. Todd comes down wearing a Santa outfit. I guess they were not, in fact, doing nookie.
They were not. No, he was getting dressed to play Santa for the gift exchange, which Kevin's confused that he's not doing it because he always does it.
Right, but he was about to skedaddle.
You
like,
are about to leave. You don't
Right.
want to be here. You shouldn't really be here beyond seeing your kid
Right.
and hanging out with him for a little bit and giving him his gift. Sure. But then, yes, you should leave.
Right.
And he's like, why am I not doing it? Because you're not actually part of this family anymore.
Right.
Honestly, neither of them should be dressing as Santa Claus right now.
Right.
The whole thing's just really weird. The way that we're like, here's our family tradition.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
All right. So they exchange gifts. Next up is Ben, and it turns out to be an easy bake oven. Ben tries to fake enthusiasm, but says, thanks. And you know, he's basically like, thanks, Dad. I don't have one of these.
Everybody, the
Right.
entire room's disappointed.
Right. Kevin tries to keep selling it, and then he opens Todd's gift, and it turns out to be a train set. Kevin tries to poo-poo this, but of course it's definitely the better gift.
Yeah, Ben's super
Yeah.
excited about the train set.
Right. And Todd got Jill a brand new car.
Whoa, he's full of surprises this weekend.
Right. Arthur asks what the best gift Kevin ever gave to her, and basically Kevin replies the divorce papers, and he's going to get asked that question multiple times throughout the film, and he's going to have a different answer every time. An elderly
Neighbor.
informs Kevin that as he tries to leave, that's not going to happen because a boulder is blocking his path. He's played by Jack Axelrod. 90 credits, including an episode of Star Trek Voyager, an episode of Boy Meets World, and an episode of Scrubs.
He also was in 2 episodes of Modern Family and 2 episodes of Dallas. And yeah, so there's a boulder blocking the road.
He died, by the way, on November 28th, 2023. Pretty recently.
Pretty recently, yeah. I'm confused by this town.
Okay.
Like, feels like a regular little town, right? Like,
right.
we explore the town. We go to this fair. There's only one road out of this town?
Apparently so.
In any direction?
Yeah.
Are we on an island? Like, the setup of you can't leave because a boulder is blocking the road?
Right.
Feels really weird.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically, according to, this old man, there's only one way into town and out of town, apparently. There's no other way to get here.
Is this road, and you can't go around it because he's going to try later, and the only way around it is, like, off a cliff? I don't get it. I do not get the setup of this town.
Right.
How's that possible?
Yeah.
That there's no other roads?
Maybe the bridge is, like, broken on the other side or something. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
And I feel like they only did this to feed into the premise of Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But that made sense in Groundhog Day.
Yes.
A storm closed all the roads.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
This is why he's, like, isolated in this little town.
Maybe they need a boulder to block the other road.
Like,
on the
this
other side.
just doesn't make sense to
Right.
me, that our conceit
Right.
is you can't leave because the road is blocked by a boulder.
Right.
And then, like, the town's acting like everything's normal. They have this fair. It's full of people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like, oh my gosh, we're trapped in this town because nobody can come or go.
Right. I guess nobody else wants to leave.
But, like, everybody was there already. They needed to be there.
Yeah, I guess so.
We don't have any, like, mention throughout the whole event of,
Right.
like, there being any hiccups because of this boulder.
Right. Now, some people who wanted to be here can't be because of the boulder, yes. But, of course, we're not going to mention that.
But I feel like it's something that should have been brought up, like, at the fair when we have a bunch of people.
Right.
It's something that somebody should say at some point, other than this old man, if it's literally isolating the entire town. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. And this means that Kevin can stay. Ben's all excited. No one else is.
Yeah, Arthur's like, oh, we don't have any room for you. Sorry. Right. And Ben, he's doing the thing that little kids do,
yes,
right?
They sell you out.
He's being perfectly honest. And he's like, oh, but we have this empty room and that empty room. There's like 3 empty bedrooms in this house. And he names them all.
These guys must be rich.
Wouldn't Kevin know the layout of this house?
I'm assuming
he should know how many bedrooms there are and that they're not all full by the number of people that are here.
I think he was probably going to let Arthur off the hook.
Sure.
Because he didn't want to be here.
Right.
But of course, Ben does not help with that situation because that's what little kids do, as you pointed out. So, they go to the Christmas fair. Kevin is being his charming self. Not at all. Well, Jill begs him to be nice for just a day. Her dad is in a contest which he just can't take another loss in. Santa tells Kevin to turn his frown upside down, but Kevin tells him to mind his own business. And I believe he's played by Michael J. Gaeta. 3 acting credits and 6 producer credits. 1 on the Fright Night remake. He helped produce that film.
He produced Fright Night and Fright Night 2.
Oh, okay.
As well as the 2019 Jacob's Ladder. And for acting, he was in The Prince and Me 2.
Trudy mocks the Hendersons for their religious-themed entry. And he talks about, not stealing their neighbor's trash. We got 3 Hendersons here. They are Jesus Henderson. I'm pretty sure that's not his actual name.
No, we've got Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, because they are doing the nativity. We don't know their real names.
Right. And he's played by Jacob Chambers, 120 stunt credits, and 15 as an actor, including in episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, Spider-Man, the original one, and a stunt credit on House.
He also did stunts in 3 episodes of Dexter and 3 episodes of NCIS New Orleans.
And then Mary Henderson is played by Sonia Isolina. 56 stunt credits, 6 as an actor. She did stunts on Star Trek Insurrection and Nemesis.
Also Planet of the Apes and Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh, okay.
Is that the movie from This Is Us? Their Thanksgiving movie?
Maybe, possibly. And Joseph, played by Steve Hart, with 192 various stunt credits and 17 as an actor, including They Live, Transformers, and Into the Wild.
I picked 7 Pounds, Balls of Fury, and Baywatch.
Okay.
So it doesn't happen in this iteration, but later we'll learn why they cast the Hendersons as all stunt actors.
Yes. So they finally happen upon Arthur, who's dressed in a pea suit, shouting, "Peas on Earth."
Yeah, that's his display theme for the contest, is Peas on Earth. So it's Arthur, and Todd is his sidekick for this venture, dressed as peas in a pod, standing on a stage just screaming "Peas on Earth," and
Yeah.
they don't win.
I can't say that I'm too surprised by that. But Kevin continues to act like a douche, while Jill says this is the reason they got divorced. As Kevin starts to walk away, he runs into a beam right into his balls, and he gets hurt and then goes home.
He goes home. So we don't see the rest of the fair. And I was confused watching this, like this time, like, wait a minute, we left the fair already? But that's because he left.
Right.
So we're only, like, following him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get lots of the fair later.
It's dinner time. Oh, this should be fun. Kevin forgets about the routine of everyone saying what they love about Christmas. They go around the table. Arthur finishes with he's happy seeing his family being happy. And Ben says he likes toys and his parents being together, which is very, very sad.
Yeah.
Todd says it's not a once-a-year event, the Christmas, but a feeling that envelops you. He quotes his favorite noted Arthur, Burton Hills. The best of all gifts under any Christmas tree is the presence of family all wrapped together. Kevin makes a ta-da noise, interrupting this beautiful moment as he pours gravy or something.
He's busy being a class clown.
Right. And, you know, he's ruining the moment.
Yeah.
Jill asks him about his thoughts, and he says it's an over-commercialized holiday where stores overcharge for things you don't need. Does it make me a bad person that I basically agree with him?
I mean, it's true.
Yes.
But that's not what you need to say in front of your kid while you're trying to celebrate.
Okay, fine. I won't say it in front of my kid while I try to celebrate. But yeah, that's basically how I feel. So am I going to be forced to live Christmas over and over and over and over again?
Let's hope not.
Am I going to be visited by the 3 ghosts? I mean, I guess I'm not rich, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. But anyway, Ken is surprised his dad doesn't like Christmas, but no, he loves Christmas.
His name is Ben.
Oh, right, yes. I'll eventually get that right. No, I won't.
Ken is the imaginary twin brother, I guess.
Right. He names all the reindeer, but he's actually naming the 7 dwarves, which Ben finds very amusing, and says, it's fun having him here. I can't imagine why. He wishes it were Christmas every year.
Every day.
Every day. Right. And then a wind blows, indicating that something just happened.
Ooh, did we have magic?
I think so. And that's the other thing is, like, Groundhog Day never really bothered to explain why what was happening. We just kind of accepted it.
Yeah.
And I feel like other movies attempt to explain what's happening. I think Groundhog Day made the correct decision because every other explanation I've heard from any other movie is lame. But yeah, later that night, Jill finds Kevin and practically kidnaps him to go caroling.
Even though Ben isn't going,
right.
Ben is staying with Granny.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do this, but she's making him go anyway. I don't understand why. Ex-wife. You are his ex-wife.
Right. Also, why isn't the kid going?
Right, yes.
Like, he's 8. He's old enough to walk around and go sing songs.
He ends up showing up at the proposal.
Yeah, because it's like in their driveway.
So why isn't... Oh, okay. All right, I got you. But yeah, it was like...
Yes,
why is
he didn't go to bed, if that's
okay.
what you're getting to.
Right.
He's just hanging at home with Granny.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kevin is making a snowman and gets further chastised by his ex-wife. And you know what? Quite frankly, I think he did a very good job of making that snowman. But anyway, Todd, meanwhile, has a surprise, which includes an elaborate proposal.
There's music, there's lights, in the shape that says Todd loves Jill. When did he set all this up, by the way?
Right. So he left the house, and then they went caroling, and then, yeah, he has to have, like,
he had to have set
magical
it up
powers.
earlier. I mean, we know later that Kevin's going to mess with it earlier in the day, so it's already set up then. So did he do this, like, on a different day? Like, when did this happen?
Right, and how was it not noticed beforehand if it was at their house?
Right.
Yes, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe he hired somebody to do it, which means that Kevin would have to hire somebody to screw with it. But yeah, anyway. So basically, Todd asks her to marry him, and Kevin says no. But Jill says, I think he was talking to me. They kiss, and everyone is happy.
And she said yes, by the way.
Yes, she did, yes. And yeah, everyone is happy except for Kevin. And then it starts to snow. Okay, so after this whole lovely proposal scene...
He's going to bed. He's in the guest room. He looks at a picture of his family in his wallet. So this is where we're getting the hint that he's maybe a little sad about losing his family.
Maybe. And then he says, thank God this day is over. He rolls over and then suddenly finds himself back where he rang the doorbell originally, getting hit by a ball. And Kevin is, of course, very confused. So does he get to, like, rest up? Did he, like, sleep at all? Does he,
Right. It's not really clear here, but later we'll learn it happens at midnight.
Right.
No matter where he is at midnight, he jumps to ringing the doorbell in the morning. So, yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't, like, have the same amount of energy or rest at that point, then by,
I mean, I guess his body probably does.
Yeah.
Like, we know, like... He's like, whatever I eat doesn't matter. My body's not going to change.
Right.
So I guess it would make sense if he is.
Right. If he just kind of resets completely. Yeah.
But even if your body knows, your brain, it has to do something to you if you're not actually sleeping. Even if your body feels rested.
Right.
Your brain is just going constantly.
Yes. And that, I would imagine, would suck really bad. Okay. So.
Now, this is different than how Groundhog Day did it. Groundhog Day did it where he gets a full night's sleep every night and wakes up at, 6 a.m.?
Right.
So yeah, having it reset at midnight and all of a sudden it's, I don't know what time it is, let's say 8 a.m. or whatever. Like he, already drove here.
Mm-hmm.
That's different.
Yes. So, he finds himself out of sorts. He confuses that, got a Trudy. It doesn't feel like the timeline is happening exactly the same. It feels like the timing is off. Ben ends up coming downstairs. He doesn't have the energy to do the whole hurricane thing, and again is invited on the camping trip. He wants his son to punch him really, really hard in the stomach
because he thinks he's dreaming.
Right. Ben is confused, but eventually he complies. And then Jill, of course, is once again right behind him. He's asking what's wrong with his stomach, and basically Kevin ends up covering for his son.
Yeah, because we learned Ben's been taking karate, so that punch was more than Kevin was expecting.
A karate punch. He tries to leave again. He says he doesn't really want to see Ben's face when he opens his present because he already has and knows it's not a very good reaction. Todd comes in. Kevin drops a bunch of info on him that he already knows. He spoils the whole car surprise. He's once again assaulted by Grandma Conwin. He tries to leave again, and again the elderly neighbor shows up to tell him that he can't. And of course, he does not succeed in leaving, so he ends up at the fair again. He ends up getting hit. He ends up getting hit in the nads again, and Kevin goes back to the house and tries to sleep.
Yeah, he just sleeps the rest of the day.
Ding dong! The day starts over. Kevin enters the house and calls for Jill and explains what's going on, but Jill thinks he's being ridiculous. He brings him outside to see the elderly neighbor, but she's not very impressed. Todd drives in her Christmas present, he ends up predicting his proposal, and tries to predict what she's going to say, but he doesn't know what she's going to say because they've never had this conversation before. But she says he's acting like a jackass, and he's like, oh, well, that's great, because next time I will remember they're going to say that I'm being a jackass. And, of course, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, so they do this, we see this part over and over again as he keeps adding to the conversation. So yeah, he's reliving the whole day, and this is the one moment he's fixating on, is what line comes next in this conversation, which doesn't feel like it's going to be really helpful.
He thinks maybe he can convince her of what's going on by being able to predict the entire conversation, but of course that does not work. She is never, ever, ever impressed. Next day, he predicts the next 4 things she's going to say, but that still doesn't help his case. We see dinner again. Todd is quoting his author, and Kevin predicts the rest of it. He's basically like, oh, are you basically a fan of him? And like, no, he's not. Ben starts to say that the thing that started all this by saying, I wish it were Christmas every day. And Kevin stops him. Kevin thinks that this is the last time he's going to have to go through with this.
Yeah, so he's like, wait, that thing you're about to say, don't say it. Don't ever. How many times have we done this now? Several, right? Because we just had this whole conversation, little montage.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time he's realizing it's because his son is saying, I wish it was Christmas every day.
Yeah.
How is it taking you that long to figure this out? It's been like at least a week.
This character is not very smart.
And this is the first time he's like, wait a minute, what you're about to say. Don't say it.
Right. And so he thinks this is going to take care of it. He thinks this is the last time he's going to go through this. As they're walking and caroling, he predicts the proposal. She says that's not going to happen. Jill says that. But surprise, she's wrong. It does.
And her reaction this time, she still says yes, but it's a little less enthusiastic because she's, I think, a little creeped out by everything that Kevin has said.
And Kevin tucks his son in and thinks everything is over. But surprise, it's not. This time, he doesn't even wait for the door to open. He tries to drive away quickly to avoid the boulder, but does not succeed.
It falls right in front of him.
Right. He once again says goodnight to his son and starts to sneak around the house. And this time he breaks the doorbell. Surprise, that doesn't work either.
Which is reminiscent of Bill Murray smashing the alarm clock.
Yep. Kevin says nothing matters. He can do whatever he wants. He says mean things to Arthur, says hi to Ben in the kitchen, and starts chowing down on pies with his son, causing Trudy to get Jill involved. And Jill, once again, is not impressed by his behavior.
Yeah, so he realized, like, hey, this is the part of the story where he's like, I can do anything, and it doesn't matter. So I can be even more terrible than I already am.
Yay!
On purpose.
Right. Todd arrives, and he plants the idea in Jill's head that his friend gave a car to his girlfriend because he cheated on her, and this was his expression of guilt. And, of course, this causes problems.
Right, because this is right before Jill gets Todd's car.
Right. At dinner, Kevin burps a song.
And you know what? This movie would have made a whole lot more sense if Todd was cheating. Or was the bad guy.
Yes.
Like, we needed that to happen. We needed Todd to be the bad guy if this was going to end the way it does.
Yes. Otherwise, you need to end the movie differently. Because, we just start character assassinating Todd, basically making him look bad. But the only reason he looks bad is because Kevin is screwing with him.
Right.
And not because he actually is a bad guy.
Right. Yeah, Todd definitely gets the short end of the stick throughout this movie.
Right. So, yeah, he burps a song at dinner. Trudy is not impressed. Ben is sent away. The entire family gets on his case, but Todd doesn't want to participate in this. He doesn't want to, start,
He's very uncomfortable at this point.
Christmas fair again and again and again.
We meet the gingerbread man in one of these Christmas fair iterations. Yep. Gingerbread man's played by Thomas A. Miller. He was in an episode of Chuck, an episode of Charmed, and an episode of Arrested Development.
And this time, he ends up, in this next loop, he ends up fighting Santa. Jesus Henderson ends up getting involved, and so too do the rest of the Hendersons.
Yeah, so this is where our stunt actors come into play. We have this grandiose fight scene between Kevin, Santa, and the three Hendersons.
And also...
and then, the rest of the family gets involved.
Right.
It just, it's that comedy moment.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, we're all going to fight each other. Merry Christmas.
Eventually, the cops end up breaking it up. Arthur is pissed, thinking he was going to win. He didn't, but neither did the Hendersons. Ben is pissed at his father. Kevin tells him he won't even remember this one.
Yeah, they all blame Kevin for ruining Christmas.
Right.
Because he started the fight.
He basically apologizes to his son. Jill and Kevin argue. Jill tells him that she isn't the one that gave up on him. He talks about no consequences, but Jill says that Ben is in his room hurt, and that matters now. Kevin overhears a conversation between Jill and Ben. Jill tries to sell Kevin as being a good father, a good guy, and that he's really lucky to have him as a dad.
Even though Kevin really screwed up this day, she's trying to make sure that their son doesn't see him as the villain and doesn't think he ruined Christmas.
Because this isn't about Kevin or Jill. This is about, making Ben feel better.
Right.
And that's the thing.
She's being a good parent.
Yes.
Is the point of this scene.
Exactly.
She's not just shit-talking dad.
Right. So, downstairs, he's visited by Grandma, who joins him for some alcohol. Grandma says he was a sap who didn't appreciate what he didn't have. Kevin's confused, saying, I thought you were the family member that liked me. And she says, yep, sad, isn't it? And they both laugh. Kevin says he thinks maybe he's the one who drove Jill away. Grandma relates about a story about not giving up. I'm not going into the details because I'm scarred about Grandma time we're talking about it. But Kevin says he needs to change things about himself if he wants to get his family back.
All right, so this is where he decides, instead of being an asshole, he's going to do what he has to do to win her back.
Right.
And this does mirror Groundhog Day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really feel it originally, but it does mirror it, because this is that part of the movie where Phil is just like trying to impress the girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
By learning things about her and using it against her.
Yes.
This is that part where none of it's sincere.
Right.
He's trying to he's doing the only thing he knows how to do, which is not to be a decent person, but to just try and trick somebody into liking you.
Right.
Which is exactly what happened in Groundhog Day.
Yeah. And I'm fine with this movie up to this point, like, as far as where the story is going. I do think it gets a little mean-spirited for a little bit here. But so too did Groundhog Day at times as well. So the day starts over. Kevin is all fake nice to Trudy and Arthur.
He's actually being a little charming, right? Like,
yeah.
they're like, well, what's gotten into you?
He does the hurricane thing with Ben. Enthusiastically joins in on the camping. I mean, if this day doesn't succeed, he doesn't exactly have to follow through on that.
Right.
He gives Jill a big hug. And then Kevin switches his presents, so he is now giving the train set.
Yeah, he rewraps the gifts.
Right.
So that his paper is on the train set.
Yeah.
To pretend that that's the gift he brought.
Right. He has Todd's gift open first, which of course now is an easy bake oven, which Todd is surprised by, and he insists that he did not give that as a gift. And of course he looks like an ass and looks crazy.
He's making Todd look crazy.
Right. And Kevin is making himself look like the hero. He then sets up Todd to get hurt by tripping on some soap. Well, not tripping on it, but slipping. Slipping. He basically taking him out of the fair. He's injured now, so he can't go to the fair. He doesn't play the lotto one day, but decides to do it the next day because now he knows what the winning numbers are.
And he got the idea to play the lottery from Cider Vendor, who is played by Brian Casey. He was in Kangaroo Jack.
Okay.
And an episode of Judging Amy.
Gotcha.
And this is where we also see the elf flutist for the first time. She's going to come back later, but she's played by Mary Grace. She was in Star Trek 2009.
Okay.
And Lords of Dogtown.
Gotcha. He brings drinks to the family and then disappears because he's joined Arthur. Jill's impressed as they happen upon him, as he's now part of the routine.
He's taken Todd's spot. So
right.
Because Todd now has a hurt ankle and is on crutches, so Kevin and Arthur are doing Peas on Earth.
Dinner again. Kevin...
but they still lost.
Right. Yes, they still lost. Dinner again. Kevin agrees with Trudy about whatever it is that she says and says that he loves all of them. Arthur says it was nice for Kevin to participate for once, and Kevin steals Todd's quote, which Todd does not take very kindly to.
Todd's looking even more crazy
right.
as the day goes on. He's just looking like ridiculous.
Yes. Later, Kevin offers to do the dishes, and this is to help further sabotage Todd and his proposal.
So this is where he sneaks out, and he's going to go switch up the lights and stuff.
Kevin fully participates in caroling. Todd is surprised is ruined again and again and again.
Yeah, he keeps upping the ante on what
right.
he's changing. So he changes the music each time, and then he changes what the lights say. And by the end, we get to Todd loves Missy, and the song is a breakup song. So we went from a proposal to, hey, I'm breaking up with you in music.
Next day, Kevin ducks the door and goes out and buys gifts for everyone. And I don't know how he managed to do that.
Right, what is open on Christmas?
Right.
In this little town that nobody can come or go from.
Right.
But he brings cigars for Arthur, booze for Granny, a comic book for Ben, candy for Trudy, and then he gives Jill a diamond tennis bracelet.
Ooh. Dinner again. Kevin is still stealing Todd's quotes, and he now has a broken arm instead of just like a sprained ankle.
And I like this.
Yeah.
I like this touch that every day that he's we're in this cycle that he's like hurting Todd, it changes.
Right.
Which shows us, like, yeah, you're going to slip different each time. You're going to
Right.
fall different. You're going to get hurt differently. And it's also funny, like, we're seeing it progress. Like, at one point, half his body is, like, wrapped in in bandages.
Right.
Where he's, like, really hurt. They didn't go there, but if they wanted to go dark, we could have accidentally killed him one of the times.
Right.
That would have changed the day. And he could have been like, oops, maybe I should stop doing that.
Right.
I think I'd have liked to see that, actually.
You know what? I'm with you on that. I do appreciate a little bit of dark humor. So Todd crazily tries to propose, saying, "Oh, you're not going to steal this from me." He's desperate, and then he accidentally ends up punching Jill in the face. Outside, Jill and Kevin talk. She says that Todd never made her cry, unlike Kevin. Kevin asks if he ever made her happy, and at one point, yes, but he changed when he did not become the famous musician that he was expected to. He gives her a winning lottery ticket.
$5 million.
And it hits midnight, and the day resets.
I want to talk about this lottery ticket for a second. This is the ticket that he bought at the Christmas fair.
Right.
So it's a local, like, raffle lottery, not like a national, like, Powerball. How is it worth $5 million?
I mean, I guess they're saving all their money by not having things that can break boulders or roads that can leave out of town.
$5 million.
Yes, that's quite
from
a bit.
The thing bought at the Christmas fair.
Yes,
that doesn't make any sense.
No,
he bought it from the cider guy. I mean,
right. So more days of trying to kill Todd follow. He tries to get Jill to go on a walk with him again, but he acts too desperately. This very much mirrors the moment where, like in Groundhog Day, where he's just trying too hard, and he basically ends up repeatedly pissing off Andy McDowell's character.
Right, and he just keeps getting punched, or slapped, rather.
Yep. So one attempt. Okay, so this leads to multiple attempts to get out of town.
So yeah, he at this point gives up on trying to win her over. He's like, I bought you a bracelet. Here's $5 million. And she's like, you can't buy me. We're over.
Right.
So he gives up. He's like, screw it. There's nothing I can do to win her back. I'm just going to do anything I can to get out of this town because, I don't know, he thinks that if he's not in the town, it won't repeat anymore.
I mean, maybe that'll
That
work.
would have been another thing that would have been really funny is if he actually succeeded.
Yes.
And then just reset. He never actually succeeds at getting out of this town.
So he attempts to deal with this boulder. He attempts to blow it up. He attempts to drill. He fails at both, basically, and it succeeds only in blowing himself up at one point. And one attempt gets him crushed by the boulder. He tries to go up the hill. He manages to go up it just in time for midnight to strike and for everything to reset. He then tries parachuting. That doesn't work either. And we next see Todd coming to get him, unaware of all the attempted murders of him.
Attempted murders?
Yes. Yeah, he basically tried to kill him every single time. But anyway, he's not aware of any of these murder attempts.
I don't think he was trying to kill him.
Maybe not. But he brings up the proposal and thinks, basically Todd thinks that he was trying to off himself. And Todd says he's willing to wait till Kevin feels better about things, to do the proposal. And Kevin thinks Todd is a nice guy. Which
is a problem.
Right. Todd gives his blessing. And
Kevin gives his blessing.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Kevin gives his blessing. Now, that at that point should have ended the whole thing with trying to get back his wife.
Well, I mean, it did. He stopped trying to win her back specifically.
Right.
That's not what he's doing in the end. He's not doing it to win her back.
Fair enough, but he shouldn't have succeeded in winning her back because that's not where this movie should have gone from here.
Right.
But
unless Todd was a bad guy.
So, at this point, this scene makes me take notice when I'm watching this movie. Like, okay, I can see where they're going with, and I think they're going in the right direction. Except they don't go in the right direction.
Yeah.
But okay, so the day starts over. Kevin apologizes for blowing.
He's being genuine at this point. He's no longer trying to maneuver winning his wife back.
Right.
He's legitimately trying to be like, I want to be a better person.
Yeah. He apologizes for blowing it so that Trudy is not genuinely happy to see him. He tries to get Arthur to bet on the Cowboys because he knows he's going to win that game.
Oh, and also it's notable he doesn't bring the extra gifts this time.
Right.
He doesn't buy the bracelet. He comes with the gift he brought, apologizes for the gift he brought.
He shakes Todd's hands. He apologizes for the rotten gift to Ken. Admits Ben, yes, admits he waited until the last minute. Arthur ends up taking a shot, but Kevin just. Basically Arthur makes fun of him for the whole music, his music career not taking off, and Kevin is basically like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he sits through dinner without making any smart remarks.
Yep,
watches the proposal silently.
Doesn't try to sabotage Todd.
Right.
Doesn't try to kill Todd.
And also isn't being the class clown that he was on the original day. He's just being chill.
Right. Kevin outside is joined by Jill. Kevin asks if she could live one day over and over. Which day would she pick? She says the day that Ben was born.
And I call BS on that.
Yeah?
Sorry, you're not going to want to relive that every day.
He says the day he asked her to marry him, she was all of his good
Who were
days.
the writers on this? Were they men?
No, they were actually two women.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, yes. And like I said, they never did anything again, so perhaps that's why. He doesn't want to live this day over and over again. She's like, oh yeah, it'd be terrible if he had to live this day over and over again. But she says that he has the opportunity now to make his life whatever he wants it to be. Again, a good jumping off point. This is where the movie should have gone. It doesn't do that, however. So, at the fair, okay, actually, I'm sorry.
So,
next day,
he dodges the door again.
Right. He goes to the woods and practices some dance moves. He arrives, and I'm curious how long he did that for.
Yeah, they showed this, a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, was this many days?
Right. Or
was
this just continuing one practice?
Day?
Yeah.
I was confused, and then he gets to the house late, and I'm like, why does this require... And it answered me later, but in this moment, I was like, why are we coming late to practice? Like, you got to practice dancing as many days as you want and still show up on time in the morning.
Right.
There's another reason that we get to of why he's actually late.
So, Kevin greets Ben and tells him he's the most important thing in his life, and he's going to have fun camping with him. He meets Todd and says he wants to go to the fair right now. At the fair, he ends up running off. He joins Todd and Arthur with his new dancing routine, dancing as one of the peas.
Yeah, so he's changed the whole display. Instead of peas on Earth, the sign now says P. Diddy.
Which, by the way,
P-E-A.
What does this have to do with Christmas at all?
Nothing.
At this point.
But he's also... So now we have 3 P costumes.
Right.
So this is why he actually was late, because he had to set all of this up that day. He had to change the display. He had to get another costume. I don't know where he got another costume, because he can't leave town. So I guess the P costume store is open on Christmas Day.
Guess so. All they sell is P costumes. I don't think that's a really good business plan. But...
So and they match, by the way. 3 perfectly matched P costumes. Mm-hmm. That's one of those details I don't think you're allowed to think about too hard where he got this costume from. But yeah, he's doing the dance and he's leading the show, and it's impressive. The whole crowd starts joining, singing and dancing.
And this time, Arthur actually wins the contest.
Whoa, for the first time in 17 years, he beat the Hendersons.
Yay.
And the mayor announces this to us.
Okay.
He's played by Jim Jansen. He was in 1 episode of Men of a Certain Age, 7 episodes of Gilmore Girls, and 3 episodes of The X-Files.
So that's our Quantum Leap connection, sort of, because Men of a Certain Age is Scott Bakula.
There's been a lot of Scott Bakula things. We had Enterprise, we had NCIS New Orleans.
Yep. After Kevin...
A lot of these people have worked with Scott Bakula.
Yes. We should, start a new show, 9 Degrees or 7 Degrees of Scott Bakula, or whatever the...
It was 5.
5 degrees. Okay.
We are 1 degree from Scott Bakula, by the way.
We are.
We've appeared with him on video. We've met him many times.
Yes, I've been physically...
That's pretty awesome.
It is, yeah. 1 degree, I'm still quite far from Kevin Bacon. Actually, I don't even know at this point.
I think we figured it out at one point.
At one point we did, yes. So
through Scott Bakula, I presume.
Yes.
Or maybe through Deborah Pratt.
Perhaps.
Does it count with Deborah Pratt?
I don't know.
We haven't been in person with her, but we have been on video with her.
Right, yes.
We have IMDb credits with her. I think that counts.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway.
I think that does count. Because, credits, that's how you determine it. But anyway.
Right.
So
we did all that at some point.
Right. After Kevin leaves to do more errands, which includes retooling the Easy Bake Oven, which takes multiple days, but eventually he manages...
It looks like it took him a lot of days, because it kept, exploding.
He eventually creates the monster melt, which Ben is excited about. Everyone toes to Kevin, including Jill.
Yeah, she applauds the time and effort he put into it and says he continues to amaze her.
And, at this point, Todd is all like, oh, man, he got a better gift than I did. But he really didn't. The train set is still fine. See, I don't understand why we need to make Todd look like crap here. I don't understand why we need to make him look bad when we can just have them both equally be okay.
Right.
Especially since how I feel this movie should end, Todd should still be in the picture at the end.
Yes.
But that
absolutely.
But anyway, Kevin even cooks dinner, and Todd tries to regain ground here because he looks like crap now for reasons passing my understanding. But he tries to do a tornado because a hurricane is what he does with his own father. And then he only succeeds in making Ben barf, which again...
And then everybody's sad and disappointed in Todd.
I get that, but at the same time, it happens.
Todd's trying too hard at this point is what's happening because he's feeling insecure because... for a year he's been told that, Kevin's this crappy guy, and Kevin's being a decent guy. And he's like, I can't live up to him.
Well, you can never trust the word.
Kevin is no longer trying to sabotage Todd.
He's just doing it naturally.
Todd is doing it to himself at this point.
Right, yeah.
Because he feels intimidated.
Mm-hmm. We go to caroling. Todd is now third wheeling. And Kevin hijacks his proposal by setting up a karaoke moment, which everyone except Todd seems to enjoy. Arthur declares him a good kid.
Yeah, so throughout the whole movie, every time they're doing carols and Kevin's not into it, Jill is like, why don't you write a Christmas song?
Right.
So this is it. He wrote a Christmas song, and he's singing it to them.
Grandma Conlin tells him that she always believed in him. Kevin walks with Jill, the same spot that he was initially trying to give her a lottery ticket, where he was initially gaining ground before things went off the rails there. And it's like he's a brand new person. Kevin says he doesn't care what she remembers tomorrow, but today was pretty special. He says he wishes it was Christmas every day.
Ooh, so he made the wish this time.
He kisses her.
And they kiss! What?
Yeah. Todd might not have had a very good day, and I'm sorry about that, but you have been dating this guy for a year.
Right.
So, I don't know. Like I said, loyalty is not her strength, apparently. And we hear a whoosh after he wishes this, indicating that things are going to go back to normal.
There's a clock in the distance striking midnight.
Yep. Kevin is excited. It's the next day. He declares they can be together, and then he's like, or apart. Whatever you want. And she says she knows what she wants, and they kiss, and the movie is over.
Yeah. And then during the end credits... Oh, and it starts snowing again. Yes. The snow is always involved in when things change.
Uh-huh.
During the closing credits, we see Jill, Ben, and Kevin leaving together.
Aww. And Todd just gets...
And Todd's not around. Todd just... We got rid of Todd.
I failed here, so I'm just going to leave.
One other person in this movie, another vendor, I didn't clock when we met him, played by David Cohen. He was in an episode of House and an episode of Journeyman.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, I really wish if they were going to end up together, if that's the story we're telling, we should have made Todd a bad guy.
Right.
We should have legit found out he's cheating on her. We should have found out he's an asshole to Ben.
Right.
We should have found out some reason that we don't want Todd with Jill.
But as it is, they don't do that.
They don't do that. There's nothing wrong with Todd, and he just gets,
he just whips
pushed out for no reason.
Right, yeah. That's very sucky. It kind of makes Jill look really bad at the same time.
It actually does, yeah. Or, like you said, they just shouldn't have ended up together. He should have ended up becoming a better person for himself and for his kid.
Yes.
And we could have learned how to co-parent.
Yes, and accept Todd as, permanently in his life and so on and so forth.
Because Todd seemed good for Jill and Ben.
I mean, that would have made this not predictable. Because how many movies go in that direction?
Right.
Usually it's the happy ending, they end up back together.
Not every story needs to be a romance story.
Yeah. This could have been a totally different direction, and I would have welcomed that. And I would think more highly of this film if it went that direction.
Yeah.
Anything else to say before concluding?
Again, I did appreciate it more the second time when I was taking the notes. It wasn't as bad developing the story as I had initially thought after the first viewing. And I see like where they were trying to match all of the different beats.
The beats
from
are all
Groundhog
there.
Day.
The beats are all
The beats
all
are there. They
Yeah.
just don't add up to the same conclusion.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no other man in Groundhog Day.
No.
He was just trying to win the girl.
Yes.
So it's not the same story.
Right. Yeah. We'd like to hear from you. What would you think of this movie? What did you think of this podcast? Stacie can be reached at.
I can be reached on Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at TV and Coupon Talk.
If you like this video and want to support the channel, a number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions, so you can join the Core Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Core Productions membership starting at 99 cents a month. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. This is Dave and Stacie from Core Productions, signing off.